Today on the channel, my dad is back and we take a trip to the lagoon. Beautiful this time of year, and we catch up with the NECA Toys creature from the Black Lagoon.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA Toys Universal Monsters unboxing and review. And today, we've got the creature from the Black Lagoon. But for all your creature from the Black Lagoon needs, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $79, guess what? It ships free. But we got a special guest, as we usually do for these NECA Universal Monster unboxings. Dad, what is new with you today?
Oh, I thought the creature was the special guy. We're featuring the creature in a real creature feature.
It's a creature feature. Yes, it is. And of course, if it's Universal Monsters, you know you're coming over. You know I'm saying, Dad, you got to come over. We got to get this done. And you were nice enough to come over here today.
And I wore my best green in honor of the creature.
There you go. You matched. You color-coded. And I wore my spring break creature shirt. I think you got this for me for Christmas a couple years ago. You got me this one.
What would spring break be without a true creature?
That's, you know, it was a danger. Back in the day, a lot of people thought. And, you know, lagoons are a dangerous place. I don't come across many lagoons. You ever been to a lagoon?
Yeah, I have.
You have? I've never. I don't know. Can you think of the nearest lagoon? Is there lagoons here in town?
Something similar, yeah.
Is there?
Just out west of town.
Out west of town.
Big slough that's like a lagoon.
I wonder what goes on there. You think there's a creature there by chance?
There's all kinds of creatures.
There could be creatures. And I think Creature from the Black Lagoon was down in Florida, though. Wasn't it like Florida or something? I always imagined it as Florida. Maybe it was the Amazon, actually.
No, it was the Amazon.
That's right.
It
what
was
am I
South
saying?
America.
Yeah, and I think they filmed it in Florida, maybe. Down in like something like that. But definitely Amazon. And that kind of fits a lot of stereotypes. Oh, shout out to you Amazonians out there. A lot of Amazonians watching this. Say hello to the Amazon people.
Amazon's a big place.
It is a big place. And there's a lot of creatures.
All of you bet.
I'm guessing there's real creatures down there still to this day that haven't been uncovered. They say the Amazon rainforest, they find all these new birds and worms and things like that all the time.
And
so
they're finding new pyramids.
New pyramids, there you go.
Built in the jungle, just overcome by the foliage.
There you go. You got to watch out for all that stuff. And we can talk pyramids all day down in the Amazon. And oh my gosh, watch out. Curses, you name it. You name it. But it's all going on down there, and it's all going on down in the lagoon. So the creature from the Black Lagoon is here today. And my favorite Universal monster, I'm not exactly sure why that is my favorite. You either love it or you hate it, or you're probably in the middle. Probably one of those three with the creature from the Black Lagoon. And last year, about a year ago at this time, Dad, we did a top 5 favorite Universal monsters, and I can't remember where he was. Like number 5 for you or 4,
somewhere in there. Yeah,
he was like 5 or 4, and he was number 1 for me. And I think I like the creature because I like the more monster elements, and maybe me growing up, you know, in the 80s and 90s, more kind of monsterish type things. You know, aliens and things. He kind of fits in that mold where Frankenstein obviously is a big monster put together. Dracula, vampire, wolf. I don't know. I'm just trying to justify it in my own mind. I really can't.
Well, all these movies were, in a sense, a morality play. Man versus God, man creating life like God. This is kind of a little twist and turn in that type of morality. This is man as the enemy of nature. Yeah. Man as the intruder. And likewise, there's a Beauty and the Beast story here. Yeah,
for sure. And that's the thing with the creature. The creature got a bad rap in a lot of ways. They came down to his area. They took over his area. I mean, what do you think's going to happen? You know, there's an old saying. I used to have an 8th grade teacher in astrology. I think it was what the class was. You remember this? You might remember this. It's going way back. I want to say it was 8th or 9th grade.
Astrology.
Yeah, and it was astrology class, and it was one semester. It was horrible.
Wasn't astronomy.
Oh yeah, it was astronomy. Yeah, astronomy. Okay. Like the Blue Oyster Cult song. Astronomy, not astrology. I took astrology in high school. It was amazing. No, astronomy, and it was Mr. Hoy was his name. He's died. He's died. You remember that guy?
Yeah, I do.
So he was an interesting character out there. And, you know, I'll never forget the first day he handed us a piece of paper, and it was just a bunch of dots. And he said, fill in the constellations. And I was just like connecting the dots and just making up my own thing. But it was Mr. Hoy was his name, and he lost all of his toes. You remember this?
Oh,
you remember this story?
Yeah, I think
he
I do.
lost every single one of his toes because he got frostbite. Because I guess he got a little bit of the sauce one night. Yes, this is what I was told, and I'm pretty sure it's true. And he was a great guy. He was a nice guy because he didn't really care a whole lot. But he got into the sauce a little bit and got frostbite, lost all of his toes. Can you imagine that?
And he was the teacher that always called you Carl, wasn't
No, that was
Oh.
that was Mr. Underfur.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Mr. Underfur. He couldn't say Kyle, so he called me Carl. Carl. He talked like that. Carl. And I remember you went to parent-teacher conferences,
Right.
and you said, "Who's Carl? Who's this Carl character?" And yeah, that was another Mr. Underfur was another all-time classic out there. But then Mr. Hoy in that astronomy class, my buddy Scott, shout out to Scott. Yeah, shout out to, you know Scott.
Sure do.
Called you, and you guys called, or he called you guys and said we couldn't sit by each other anymore because we were making too many jokes and stuff. So he put us on exact opposite ends of the classroom so we wouldn't be able to talk.
You were on double secret probation.
I really was.
You didn't even know it.
I didn't know it at all, but it was a crazy class on astronomy. It was just one of those classes you just had to tough out and get through and take things more seriously, Mr. Peterson, is what Mr. Hoy would say, and I just couldn't do it. So anyways, back to the creature and his beautiful Lagoon Doom. Of course, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other ones on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We got the old creature feature going good here, and there's the Beauty and the Beast right there on the front. Creature from the Black Lagoon, and who's it say it features here? Starring Richard Carlson, Julie Adams, Richard Denning. I believe, wasn't he the creature? Who was the creature?
No.
Antonio... Boy, we got Antonio Moreno, Nestor Pivawa.
Yeah, Nestor, he was the ship's captain.
Oh, okay.
And Julie Adams
Yeah.
is the...
Richard
attraction.
Carlson was like the hero, right? I don't know who played under the Gilman costume, but I know that guy recently died.
Yeah.
He just recently
Well, there
died.
are two people that played it.
Oh, okay.
One played the creature in the suit on land, and then one played in the water.
Okay.
And the guy that played it in the water had to hold his breath for like 4 minutes while they filmed, and then he had to resurface.
And he was like some kind of like diver or swimmer, and he was like Olympics or
He
something.
was very accomplished.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense.
And he had to wear this suit, and he had to stand up all the time. He couldn't sit down in the suit.
It reminds me of when the Oakland A's back in the day, I think it was the 70s. You might know about this one.
Yeah.
The Reggie years, I think. It might have been before there, but they hired that guy from like the Olympics as just a base runner. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And he would just steal bases, and then they'd take him out of there.
Herb somebody.
Herb
yeah,
somebody.
I do remember that.
That was a great idea. That's where the Oakland A's, one of the all-time greats out there. One of the all-time greats teams. How do you feel about them moving to Las Vegas?
I'm fine. If you look at Oakland, I would too.
Oh, Oakland. Shout out to Oakland. Yeah, Oakland, the
Oakland
Coliseum.
has changed.
Yeah, and the Coliseum's fallen apart even more so. So I understand it. It is, at the end of the day, as they always say, as Jesse Ventura would say, follow the money. Follow the money. That's all you got to do.
There's a lot of
Follow
money in Las Vegas.
There's a lot of money in Vegas. Shout out to Las Vegas. One of these days I need to go there. I've never been. You've been, haven't you?
3-4 times.
3 or 4 times. You have a bad gambling problem. You signed yourself up, said I can't go back to any of these places.
No, I don't gamble. I just went out for the weather and the shows and things like that.
I had a really good buddy, and he'll remain nameless, and I think I might have told you this story one time. He loved to gamble, and there was a casino right down the road, and he would go there all the time and lose a bunch of money. And then one night he said, you know what, I can't do this anymore, and he signed himself up so they would not allow him to go there anymore. Well, then what happened? He just goes to Lakeside. So now he has to drive an extra half hour to go gamble. What a mess. What a mess.
I've never met anyone who admitted to losing in a casino. So I came out ahead.
Yeah.
I always hear that. I came out ahead.
Yeah, I heard a lot about that. I was actually on the river, in Dubuque, on the Mississippi River, on the Mississippi Queen, actually.
And that's
from
a
Mountain.
casino, too, isn't it?
There was a casino right there in the hotel, and everybody was saying there, oh, no, you know how they pay for this place, those old jokes, those old industry jokes, people loving that. But everybody was like, oh, yeah, I came out ahead. Nobody lost at the casino. I couldn't believe it, just in the chitter-chatter. It's amazing. Not me.
Mark Twain would be rolling over in his grave.
He would be. If he knew his Mississippi River was being treated like this with
Huckleberry
casinos.
Finn,
Come on. I mean, it's ridiculous. But I didn't gamble. I just can't gamble. I work way too hard for my money. I work too hard. I got action figures to buy. I can't be throwing away, $5.
The house always wins.
They do, one way or the other.
What is it? The best odds of winning are in craps, and that's only like 18%. So,
you know, I've only gambled a few times. It's usually at meetings, and I usually say, okay, I have $5 in my wallet, I'll put $5 in. But whatever I lose, be it $5, $2, whatever, I'm going to make up for that in like free drinks. They always have like a soda machine there or something.
true.
I always do the math and figure out, okay, I'm going to break even. I don't really want all this Coke or Mountain Dew or whatever. I don't want it, but I'm going to take all of this to come out ahead. Yeah. So that's the more you know, folks. The more you know. All right, but back to the packaging. Getting off the rails here. But Creature looking good over there. Creature looking good over there. And then, of course, the back of the package. Glamour Shot City is what we got going on over here. So definitely very cool here. Definitely a good-looking pack. And one I've been anxiously awaiting for a heck of a long time, as you know.
You bet.
As you know, I've been talking about it. Look at that. We got
Very
murky
nice.
waters in the background. Murky waters. Things are getting murky. See you later. Goodbye. All right, we got to get the Creature in the plastic prison. We get a lot more accessories with this one than the glow-in-the-dark Creature, that is for sure. So we're going to have to... Oh, my gosh. Twist ties? Are you kidding me? Look at all these twist ties. This is an unboxing in itself to get all these twist ties out. Dad, I don't know if we can cover the minutes with this.
Well,
How long is
the
it going to
Creature's
take?
dangerous. I can understand why they want him pinned down.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
You got to keep him locked down because he's got a lot going on.
You
But
bet.
oh my gosh, he is locked in at the biceps, at the arms, at the legs, at the waist. I mean, they don't want him going anywhere.
We did them all.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
There it is. And we're going to have twist ties for days. Literally for days going on here. Let me get all this out. There we go. We got extra hands with the Creature. Extra heads. Oh my gosh, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on. See you later. Goodbye. All right.
Does not come with a Lagoon.
No Lagoon, and I was going to get to that. I'm glad you brought that up. Now, there's been rumors, and I'm looking around, make sure nobody's checking things out, because I don't know if you know this, until today, we've been doing this in front of a live studio audience.
Oh,
They're just
wow.
right back behind here. There's some of that glass going on. It's just crazy. It's like an old episode of Webster back in the day is what it is. We got the studio audience. You can hear them applying from time to time. But I don't want to talk too loud. I don't want to give the secret out. But I'm hearing rumors that NECA is coming out with a full-on Lagoon for the
wow.
Creature. It
Very
actually
good.
is going to be like one of those little kiddie pools you could buy for like $10, and they're going to put some graphics in it and stuff. And they're going to sell it to us for $100. It's going to be amazing. Or I might have just made that up right now. Who knows? Who knows? But when I was at PowerCon, I should have asked the NECA team about that. I said, what are the chances we're going to get a Lagoon? And they would have answered. And, you know, the NECA team, I didn't tell you this, they said, shout out to your dad. Because they've been watching these. So shout out to NECA, longtime NECA supporter over here. They did mention you and your videos.
Well, it looks like they did a very good job on this one.
Oh, now you're sucking up to them. I see how it is.
They don't give me anything.
They don't.
I just say that as a fan.
But you know, NECA, if you want to send my dad the Universal Monsters, we'll unbox them here on the channel. I'm just saying, if you want to send them our way, be appreciated. You're two of them, one for me too. I'm helping out here. I'm helping out. But anyways, let's dive into this one and let's look at these hands first. Then we'll look at the three heads, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So we get hands aplenty. Hands aplenty.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a little confused here on these hands. As boy, these are very similar hands to what we got here. He's got his catcher mitt hands, is what I call these. Don't these look basically identical?
Yeah, they pretty much.
They got a little bit extra webbing on the thumb on this one. Is this maybe the hinges are different on these? Wow. Nope, same hinges. So very interesting. So we get the splayed out hands on him, splayed out hands on him, and then you get splayed out hands over here, and they're very, very similar. You got a little extra opening and a little extra webbing, but not really terribly different right here.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess it's appreciated we get all these extra ones, but I'm not sure there's a whole lot. I mean, this one is the straight out, you know, plain hand. This one's got a little curve to it. I don't know, but I'd say the money hands here are this ones. This is the one that looks like a first baseman's glove almost.
All right.
Is what he's got going on here. He's
that's
got a
true.
little bit more of the curl to it. So I will probably end up using these. Now, we do know we'll have a black and white Creature from the Black Lagoon in the future. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be here in a month, 2 months. To me, I'll put different hands on that one. Make them as different as you possibly can, as I always say. And I'll use some different hands on that Creature to make them different. But not a ton of variety in the hand department. I would have liked to seen a couple of fists for the Creature. You know, the Creature, I believe there was that comic book back in the day where he fought Muhammad Ali. Wasn't that it? Oh, no, that was Superman. That was Superman that fought Muhammad Ali in the comic book. But
okay.
Creature, I think he could have balled those things up, balled them up, and, you know, give a little bit of that.
I
down
can see
in the
why they
Amazon.
didn't. I don't remember him.
You don't remember
ever
him ever doing that?
He was always
in
hands
catcher
wide
position.
open.
He was always had the jazz hands going on. He was always ready for a dance
Ready to
number.
claw.
There you go. There you go. All right, let's get down to heads on this guy here. Now, this is the stock head, and we'll have to decide which head we're going to use. Right. So which one? And actually, you're a been-on card guy, so you aren't opening these up. You're living vicariously through these unboxings.
Yeah, okay.
Someday he will. Someday he will. But this is the stock head. First thing I notice is those piercing blue eyes. Definitely beautiful eyes on him. That's one of the things, even in the black and white, you could tell right away
he does have that, yeah.
what was going on there. And when are they going to get the, what's the third Creature movie? Remember where he goes to like San Francisco?
The Creature walks among us.
Yes, and he got some rice-a-roni and the San Francisco treat, and like he was walking, he was like in a jail suit or something. He was walking in like a jailer suit, and he could breathe. They did this.
The problem was he was burned severely.
Oh, is that what it was?
When they took the bandages off, all the scales were gone. Which NECA did a nice job on all these scales. Very detailed there.
Yep.
Very detailed all over the body. But he lost his scales and he lost his ability to go in the water. He's an amphibian, but he became a land rover.
Yeah, and he was a little bigger. I mean, it was just kind of different. I remember watching it way back in the day. It wasn't as good. It was worth a watch one time, but was that a Universal Monster movie?
I think so, yes.
Okay, well, maybe there's a chance we might get that in the future. That would be an interesting one. That'd be a deep cut for NECA, but I'd be here for it. But pretty plain Jane, pretty stoic on the Creature here. Yeah. Got the big old lips going on. He's got his patented red lipstick going on really good there.
You see that look in the movie often. He's just kind of a dead, quiet look.
Yep. And then he's got the greens, dark green color to it. And you almost got some like shiny on the gills.
There's a little bronze.
That's exactly.
A little green and bronze, and it gives it a little more detail. A little
more detail, a little more depth of the Creature right there. So definitely looking good. I like what I see there. Now let's get to these other heads. And this one, how about this one? This is the mouth wide open. And you know what this reminds me of, this face right here? You know what this reminds me? This is going to be a throwback. And I don't know what house we watched this. I remember watching it as a little kid. I don't really remember the movie, but I remember you watching it, and I was watching it with you. It was like I think it was called Enemy Mine.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? And like, was it Lou Gossett Jr.?
Lou Gossett Jr. was in there.
And it was like a human in it, and it was like an alien.
I think they were stranded on a planet.
They were stranded, and they were
Dennis
friends.
Quaid and Lou Gossett Jr.
So they hated each other, but then they became like best friends at the end.
They had to survive.
Exactly. And they became friends and all this kind of stuff. But he kind of looks like that guy.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the first thing I noticed.
It's kind of modeled after that.
I haven't seen that movie forever, but I remember you watching it, sitting in a recliner, and me on the floor, probably playing with my wrestlers, probably something like that. But I remember that. That's weird. But that face, it's a face you'll never forget on that Enemy Mine movie, I guess, when you're a little kid. But he's got that kind of open mouth like that. Once again, you get the eyes, same coloring. Really, the big difference between this is the facial expression, the mouth expression on this one. So not bad on that one.
And I think it's more of an effort for him to be out of the water, breathing, and you could see that in the movie. That mouth was open.
So you think he's sucking wind right here is what he's doing?
A little bit.
He's got a little tongue going on back there as well. So I don't know if there's any movement in. Oh my gosh! Look at that!
The mouth closed.
Holy cow! I almost missed that. I said that looks like there's something going on there.
There you go.
Wow! Look at that. So the mouth opens and closes on this one. I wonder. Do you think? What's your guess? Oh, that one does not open and close. Okay. And this one. No, that is something you could easily miss right there.
Head, you bet.
That really, we both had a shocking, like, whoa, are you kidding me? So this big old mouth, you can change it. So you can have him totally closed if you want, looking very determined, looking like me in social studies, taking a test. And then
like you in astrology class.
Me in astrology class, trying to figure it all out. But there it is. Or you can do halfway. I like that. So honestly, this is the best head because you can get any kind of different expression out of this one. Very, very cool, and that's one of those things a lot of people are going to miss when they unbox this one because it doesn't look like it has a hinge in there, but I just happened to find that out, so that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool right there. And then the third head here, I was going to say you got the wide open mouth, you got the kind of halfway mouth and closed mouth, you got all kind of three versions
you do either
here.
one there.
And this one does everything. So really, you could have just went all in one on this one in a lot of ways, but definitely very similar to the other ones. It's kind of a half open mouth on this to me.
Very nice.
But to me, no doubt about it, the big head is the one to use at the end of the day. There's no doubt about that. So very good heads on the Creature. Not terribly different. The difference is in the mouth there. So now we dive into the Creature himself. Now it definitely looks like the Creature. There's no mistake in this guy. You see this, you know exactly who this one is. We talked about the head being a green color with bronze tint, and we got that all over the place. The scaling throughout the body, and you can feel every inch of the scaling as you move your hands around on this one. A lot to feel on this. A lot of
detail.
details.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. You got a little bit of spikes up there on the shoulders. Of course, you got his big old what do you call it?
Dorsal fin.
Dorsal fin. Look at that. There's the fancy stuff here. So he's got that.
And
that
down the
going on.
legs.
All the way down the legs, onto the feet, everything else there. So definitely very, very cool. I mean, it really does look like the creature. It looks like a man. It's a creature. It's kind of what it is. So very, very cool looking
And
here.
the movie was in black and white, so we never really knew what tinge of green the creature was. But I remember the original Aurora model that came out was that color of green, that darker green. And fortunately, it came that way. You didn't have to paint it that way.
Like Godzilla, you said, came pink.
Yeah, but they have added some bronze highlights here that make it stand out a lot
So
more.
if you could go back as a little kid when you were painting it, would you have added the bronze highlights if you knew?
If I could have,
If
yeah.
you could have.
That looks like almost airbrushing.
It does.
So.
It does. Now, so when you watched this originally, did you assume he was green?
Yeah.
You just always
You
assumed
assume anything that comes out of the water is green.
Okay.
It lives
Alright.
in the water.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so now we're going to dive into the articulation here. You get the arms all the way around. And one thing is, the cuts on this are hidden very well because it is, with all that scaling, it really does kind of hide everything in there. But we do get the hands here, or the elbow, I should say. Yeah. Definitely a ton of movement out of that elbow there. Double-jointed elbow and pinless. Double-jointed pinless elbows on this.
Good.
Hands back, forth, up and down, side to side. Hands removal. We talked about all those extra hands there. Got the hula hoop at the very top. Little bit of waist, a little bit of waist down there. There you go. A little bit of that action. So you get the double there. Head removable. Head back, forth, up, down, side to side. Plenty of articulation on the head. Big old creature splits if you need them. We got those going on. Double jointed knees once again. A little pin hiding in there. Then you get the ankles back, forth, side to side, up and down. Big old web feet on him here. I don't think you really need a stand for him. That's pretty good to help him stand. But for whatever reason, if you want to use a ringside collectible stand, use discount code Kyle. Save 10%. Guess what? The creature's going to fit perfectly on there. He's going to fit on that stand all day long. So looking pretty good in the creature department. Now, this isn't the first creature we unboxed. We got the glow-in-the-dark creature as well. Definitely an interesting one here. Definitely the tale of two creatures. Obviously, which one do you prefer? I think you prefer this one.
I like that one. Now, that to me looks more like something you could display at Halloween.
Yeah, like a Halloween display or something. I wonder. Oh, there we go. That pops off. We could always mix it up. We could really mix it up. That looks a little crazy. It's like he got into some radioactive goo or something like that. He's like, oh no. But the more creatures, the better. And it's interesting, and it's a little sad in some ways that we had to unbox this one first because I like this. I like what it's about. I would have bought this no matter what, but it would have been fun to start with this one as our first one to unbox. But you can't rewrite time. You just can't go back in time. But definitely interesting. Definitely very, very cool either way. This, of course, was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Have I told you about the lines at San Diego Comic-Con?
I think I did. Some of the videos.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. But this creature right here is the one to get. I should take that back a little bit. Depends how you like this. There's a lot of people that are collecting only black and white. There's people collecting colors. People collecting both. So depends where you sit on this one. But this is the first one that's going to be out at retail. Be on the lookout. Starting to hit stores right now. So if you're in the market for the creature, pick this up. And I believe the black and white one will probably be here before year's up. So we'll see what happens. It could be creature overload here on the channel. And guess what? I'm here for it. It's almost the spooky season. It is almost Halloween. So perfect for these kind of unboxings this time of year here. So there it is. Any final thoughts from you on the creature?
No, I like it. Very, very well done, and just like the others.
I can't wait to see your display one of these days. I think we're going to get it.
I'm working
you know, once we got the Kyle Peterson 2.0 YouTube channel. We just launched a second channel. There's going to be some different stuff over there. There's going to be some overflow unboxings. There's going to be some other stuff, and I think one of these days over there we do a tour of your collection room. One of these days, not tomorrow, not today, not tomorrow, but maybe one of these days we go over there. We do just a quick little tour of there and see what's going on. We'll put that up here on the 2.0 channel, so make sure you subscribe to that one. And I think you're going to have a weekly unboxing over there, I've heard, too. I think you're going to do Hot Wheels. Is that true? Hot Wheels with Tom.
I thought about it.
even though you've never bought a Hot Wheel, but why not start?
It's still in the creative stage.
Yeah, why not start? You know, they're $1 a piece or so. It's an easy collection. You just do one a week. It'll cost you $1. And this is a Suburban. Oh, okay, great. Let me roll this. Oh, and it rolls. There you go. So who knows? But there it is, the creature from the Black Lagoon Color Edition. You guys in there, let me know your thoughts on this one. You picking it up? You picking up the black and white one? You picking up both? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel or the other channel as well while you're at it. Don't forget the notification bell, and don't forget about Patreon for early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, you name it, all going on over there at the old Patreon channel. And it is, of course, the best way to support this very YouTube channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media, Sir Paul64 on the X. You ever heard of the X?
I sure have.
It used to be Twitter.
Yeah.
Now it's the X. I don't know. We'll get you an X account, and then you can start Xing out to the people and saying, hey, I'm doing this today. It'd be great. That's on the X, and then, of course, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. So for the creature, for the Black Lagoon, and my dad as well, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.